right. Second round. We would like to play first. And this looks like a keeper. Yeah, I think this is fine. We've got all of our colors. We've got some high-end. We've got some not so high-end. But, yeah, we're on the play. And I think that even if your first play is a 3-drop on the play, it's not that bad. This changes my opinion dramatically, but so it is. Death's Approach. Yeah, I don't think we need to fire off Death's Approach here. We're just going to, if he curves out on us, we're just going to have to take a few beats from an experiment one. That's just how that's going to have to go. We're going to Death's Approach this at some point. We're going to probably just have to stick with the Flux Mage here, even though the Windrake can offer a trade here. Yeah, I still think just curving out here with the Flux Mage makes more sense. When we cast the Windrake, it'll be a 2/3 and it can block the Karasta Guild Mage. We have double block opportunities. Yeah, it looks okay. We take an extra 2 damage here, unfortunately. Thankfully, it's only 2, though, because that experiment one could have gotten bigger as well. He also has threat of activation with the Karasta Monitor. Oh, jeez, Varolz, too? Holy smokes. We need to get some cards in this guy's graveyard pronto. So one thing that we can do is try to plan out... so this turn, we play Windrake. Next turn, we play Transguild Promenade and Death's Approach. And then the next turn after that, we play Sire of Insanity and hope Death's Approach, takes down Varolz or somebody along these lines. We're going to have a really tough time winning this game, though, I'm not going to lie. Let's start off with this Windrake. Pump this thing up. Play a Swamp. I mean, we could just play it now. The thinking is if we go for Sire of Insanity and we make him pitch a couple of creatures that can kill Varolz. Obviously, we can't have him pitch his hand with Varolz on the battlefield. That's just unacceptable. I think we should wait. I don't want to let him know the Death's Approach is on the way here, because he might sack a creature to Varolz just to make him regenerate. If he wants to get feisty and attack with him, we'll just double block it or something. Yeah, we're up against it pretty bad here. He's also got this ability in the tank where he can sack a dude or he can pump a dude, so we have to be careful about that. But the 2/3 Simic Flux Mage is really nice here. Yeah, this is super awkward. We want to get Death's Approach on this, but once we do, he can just start sacking creatures if he wants. All right, he's just going to hit us for 3 here. Well, that's a nice reprieve. Gives us an opportunity to draw something here, too. Hoop! Melek. Melek's kind of interesting here. Yeah, Melek's actually really interesting here. Can't do anything with it at the moment. I should have tapped this, but it doesn't matter, I guess. So now we have to really decide about this Death's Approach plan. Because if we're going to run out Melek instead of Sire of Insanity next turn and then run out Sire of Insanity, it changes this. Gosh, I think I'm actually just going to sit here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to sit here. Because right now, if we're just taking 3 a turn, yeah, that sucks. But eventually we can whittle that down. And hopefully we'll draw some removal off of Melek. I mean, that's the dream. Golgari Cluestone. Good. That means he doesn't get to activate this turn. Keening Apparition. Oh, man. Even more awkwardness. The good news is we take no damage this turn. But Keening Apparition is really awkward. Alright, we're just going to run Melek. Ooh. Grizzly Spectacle. So we can't use it on Varolz because he'll just sack something. Yeah, I think I'm still just going to play Melek here. That's also going to get that thing a little bit bigger. Yeah, let's just hope we start drawing some sweet stuff. All right, well, we're not drawing sweet stuff here. Do I have attacks? Not really. I mean, kind of, but not really. Like, pretty risky. Apparently doesn't have any way to get stuff into his graveyard currently. Not sure I'm super thrilled to give him the opportunity either. Alright, Golgari Longlegs, you know, that's a good one, but I'm certainly not that sad that that's what he happened to cast here. We're going to draw a card. Alright, it's a Prophetic Prism, so that'll let us see a little more next turn, though. Like, if we have an instant or sorcery on top, we can cast it and get doubles. If we don't, then we can play Prophetic Prism, draw that card, and then see what the next one is, and it's pretty cheap in that way as well. Another thing I can do is just sort of dump my hand. I can go Death's Approach. Like right now, I can go Death's Approach on Varolz, and then Grizzly Spectacle, Golgari Longlegs. He will sack Golgari Longlegs in response. Yeah, it's just not quite enough still. This is a really tricky spot. But I want to get these out of my hand so that I can slam Sire and just have him ditch his whole hand. The problem is that we're actually just behind on board right now. So basically I'm just taking risks, because like if I put Death's Approach on Varolz, he might, and I go to end step, he might just Keening Apparition it. If he does, then I can kind of get him, because because that'll put Keening Apparition in the yard, and then I can kill this thing with Grizzly Spectacle. And then he'll sack it to regenerate Varolz, but then there'll be 2 cards in the graveyard. But if he just leaves Death's Approach on Varolz, actually that still works. Yeah, let's do that. He's obviously just going to let that stick, though, for now. So he's going to sack this and make this thing this, but it'll shrink down Varolz and it'll make it tougher for him. Unfortunately, of course, the Golgari Longlegs, I would love to get this mill out of the deal, but he can just sack it, which will counter the Grizzly Spectacle and only make 1 card go in the yard, which then he can like flash back or whatever. I mean, Varolz is just awesome. This is just painful. He's thinking about it, but I mean, he clearly needs to just sacrifice it here. Oh, he actually went for it. All right, so the plan that we talked about actually worked, even though it didn't have to. But it didn't work fully, because he did get that thing off of there. So we have a lot of live outs here. Yeah, this is not a great situation, but it's a lot better than it just was. We just need to hit a removal spells with Melek and just start grinding his board down to a pulp, basically. Let's see what we're looking at for game 2. He's still in a pretty good position here. He's got Krasna Monitor, Longlegs. He can just make this thing huge, or anything huge, right? It's anything. Yeah, scavenge anything this turn. He's got an Arrestor and some other stuff. So basically we need Melek to go off. Like if we can hit a far and away, that would be amazing. I'm just going to be casting Sire of Insanity otherwise, depending on what we have here. We've got 7 mana. I'd love to get this Prism down too, but if I don't, I don't. Maze Behemoth. That's going to evolve his dudes and give some trample, but it doesn't really do much here, to be honest. Not this turn. It will, though. This is so brutal. Varolz is just nasty. If he's off the table, then things are like not even that bad, but... Alright, Metropolis Sprite is what we are going to draw, and we don't really want to. Unfortunately, if I play Prophetic Prism, that means that we'll draw Metropolis Sprite, and we might hit a sweet removal spell that we can double up off of Melek, but it means we don't get to cast Sire this turn. And I think that's more important. So I'm going to do that. He's tapped out, so we know exactly what we're facing, and Sire of Insanity is just really important on this battlefield in some ways. I could probably attack with that Windrake, but I still feel like I want to leave back everything here. Alright, Common Bond and Tristani Summoner is what we got. That's quite nice. Although if he draws a land, I guess it doesn't do anything. But he still has like Golgari Longlegs to scavenge, and with Trample, that's just going to kill us really, really quickly. So we basically just have to get lucky with Melek and hit something next turn. We have nothing green. Don't think he has enough to make it lethal this turn, though. Oh, he does. Yeah, they're both just green, because these are both black, but since these are both just green, we can't actually block. Yeah. Yeah, so we're just dead. Alright, that sucks. Verols, you win this one. I remember when it first came out, I thought it was pretty good, but not like amazing, and now I think it's much better. So what do we want to do here? So many of our strategies are really bad versus him. Like, we don't want to mind rot creatures into his yard that he just gets back. We need to just find a way to kill Verols as soon as possible. All right, let's try it. I'd like to play first. I will keep this one. This one seems fine. Inspiration at the top is quite nice as well, just to keep the train moving. Something I value very highly. And we've got an ultimate price to take out something potentially here. Yeah, I'm going to kill that. And then next turn, probably just going to play Inspiration and try to keep hitting lands and such. Yeah, we're not going to cast Sire of Insanity next turn anyway, so I think I like just Inspiration here. Sunspire Griffin's going to be a bit of a pain here. Pilfered plans to draw more cards. We can play Sire of Insanity next turn, so why don't we start off with just Prophetic Prism to see what we draw. Where's our removal at? That's not it. Gosh, do I really want to mill him when he has no black mana here, and if he lands Verols, then it helps him out a lot? We do still have the one Death's Approach floating around in the deck. Probably still mill him. I don't want to mill away one of his scavenge cards, though. Yeah, we'll gamble. Yeah, just a couple of forests there. Okay, well, we have 3 red cards in hand, and thankfully we have the Prophetic Prism. The white of Precinct 6 is going to be a bear. It's going to be a 2/2 for 2. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, it's a 1-for-1, and it's not like that creature was really insanely important for us, but yeah, I guess we just go for Melek. I could even go for Sire here and just really try to shut the door. Maybe I just do that. It is so all in, but man, it's sweet. Maybe I do it next turn. Maybe get a little greedy here and go Rubble Belt Maka white. Yeah, let's do that. Because the white can get really, really big. You know, if he ditches 4 or 5 creatures here, hopefully he doesn't hit a swamp here. That's what I really don't want. If he bricks on a land, though, I'm super... Yeah, come on, brick on that land. Maybe make me even feel greedier here. Yeah, that makes me feel greedier for sure. Gosh, I do just feel like I can shut the door on him here, though. We've got the board. You know, with the Sire of Insanity and these things, plus however big White of Precinct 6 ends up getting. But man, I can also just I can just run out Maze Abomination, and I still have the board. Let's attack. Let's see if either of these things dies. I'm just going to run out Maze Abomination here. If he gets a crack at playing one black spell, I think I can handle that. Oops. This way, if I get lucky and draw a land next turn, I can play Gutter Skulk and Sire. We miss out on Melek, but he's going to miss out on 6 cards from his hand. All right, there's an Arrestor, so we're still in a fine position here. Yeah, I like just going for it next turn now. We've been greedy long enough. Even if I don't hit a land, I'm just slamming Sire here. And we hit a land. Of course we did. This probably won't matter. Certainly, so we don't get him to discard anything right now. So yeah, we just have to hold back with the white for one turn here. Take 3. We discard 1. And our white is now a 6/6, thank you. Let's see what he has here in the yard. Armored Wolf Rider, Rust Scarab. Yeah, his deck's pretty sweet. I mean, it's kind of basic stuff, but he's splashing for Varolz, it looks like, and for Krozda Guild Mage. He has nothing. And I think we can just attack with everything here. That's my gut. That seems good. He might just concede. No, he's not going to concede. I was kind of hoping he would just scoop it up. Okay. The work here is done. I think I'll take a 2-for-1 on my Sire. Yeah, I don't think it's that important anymore. He's going to be playing 1 card a turn anyway, and he's going to be dead before it really matters. All right. Still no changes, I don't think. I mean, Death's Approach, still, we could bring in the second one, but he has ways to get creatures out of his yard, which makes it kind of awkward. Mortis Strider, maybe? I mean, he's got things like, he's got even more stuff than we thought, like Rust Scarab. Just kind of big, dumb stuff. Probably just trade off, though. Like, that's where this thing kind of thing comes in. Yeah, let's just run it. I think our deck's pretty nicely configured in the main. This is a little risky here. 2-lander on the draw with a key rune and 2 5s and 2 6s in our hand. Man, there's some good cards here, but I think I'm gonna have to ship this one back. If we brick on lands, we just can never win that game. Here's another one that we can never win, but I think this is more keepable, even though it also makes me sad. We're gonna need to draw black mana and spells, so it's not a great hand, that's for sure, but hopefully we'll get there. Yeah, two very mediocre draws for us for sure. All right, this is a little better. That's a lot better, actually. We needed that swamp fiercely. We need another one pretty soon. Well, we're drawing the lands, but unfortunately, you know, Melek, he's not exactly our best card. In fact, he's one of our worst, just because he costs 6. And we continue to draw lands and not the colors that we need, unfortunately. So he hasn't done a ton here, but we're looking to be in very bad shape here. Wolf Rider, we take 6. Yeah, this is not going to end well for us, unfortunately. I'm going to put this on here now in case I draw a black source next turn. That way, if I kill the Armored Wolf Rider, it will hopefully mill away enough to kill this Battering Krasis, but we could just be dead here anyway. I have to chump here. If he has anything to pump, then we're just dead. I mean, if he has just anything, if he has removal, I mean, if he has a creature that can evolve, we can die. Like, we just have so many ways to die here. Sucks. And there it is. You figured it out. And we take 7 and we're dead. Alright, well, he curved out pretty nicely there. 1, 3, 5, and then another 3 that was kind of important there. And we didn't really hit our lands. I mean, our keep was pretty sketchy. I'll admit that. I don't think it was awful, but I think there's a definite argument for us going down to 5 there. All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to send a feedback email, limitedresourcespodcast@gmail.com is where you can do that. If you want to follow on Twitter, my name is Marshall_LR. And if you want to join the clan here on Magic Online, so a couple people do that. You can message me, Marshall_LR, and ask for a clan invite. The only 2 rules are that you're not a jerk and that you love Magic. Very easy to get in the clan. For all things limited resources, visit lrcast.com. Thanks, guys.